What up, my people? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are diving into Suga, also known as August D's Project D-Day. And I gotta say, I'm stoked for this one because y'all have been commenting non-stop that this is the project I need to listen to. This and RMs were the two highest requested, I would say, for me to check out before getting ready for the group project altogether. So I'm very excited to see what he's got going. I believe you all said he's one of the rappers, but again, I'm going in blind. All I've got so far is the comments I've read from you guys. Other than that, nothing else. So we got D-Day.
Future's gonna be okay, okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real till the D-Day, but it's gonna be okay. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch, over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real, as karma gon' be coming back for me. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch, over, time taking it over. D-Day's coming, it's a fucking good day. 이 나를 위해서 여지껏 미를 가린 듯해. 어쩌면 널 익숙해 던지난 날은 이젠 over. 다시 태어난 우리 위해 축배를 다시금 들어. 미움이 가득한 세상에 중간 운전도 욱볼 필요하네. 연꽃은 진호 강속에서도 찬란하게 꽃 피우기에 아둥바둥 남과 비교 열등 감작이 혐오 이런 것들로 향해 오늘부로 총구를 겨눠. 당신은 무엇인가 한계 따윈 부셔내 임마. 과거를 후회 말고 미래를 두려워하지 마 임마. 피할 수 없어 맞고 충분히 아프고 말겨. 괜히 상처를 헤집으면서 흉터를 키우지 말겨. I can't remember, I can't remember, I can't remember, don't say no more. I can't remember, I can't remember. Switch over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real till the D-Day, but it's gonna be okay. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real, as karma gon' be coming back for me. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. D-Day's coming, 금지된 것들로부터 해방됨과 동시에 당신의 new 챕터를 열어 고여있기엔 우리는 여전히 젊고도 어려. 어제보다 나은 오늘을 위한 최소의 노력. 당신은 무엇인가 한계 따윈 없는 거야 임마. 과거는 지나갔고 미래는 먼 얘기물 두려워 임마. 과거는 과거일 뿐, 현재는 현재일 뿐, 미래는 미래일 뿐과 의미 부연 힘들어 10중 8구. 오늘부로 미로를 지나 새로운 시작을 시작층으로 뒤덮인 세상에 다시 연꽃이 핀다. 그래 D-Day's coming, 당당히 가슴을 펴려. 증명은 당신 몫이니 부디 증명해 내게. I can't remember, I can't remember, I can't remember, don't say no more. I can't remember, I can't remember. Switch over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real till the D-Day, but it's gonna be okay. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real, as karma gon' be coming back for me. Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over.
All right, coming out strong. So immediately, a bunch of you commenting saying, if I like NF, I'm gonna like this project. Lyricism was great. I'm a big believer in the idea that a chorus at the end of a song should always hit harder based upon the verse. So when you hear that chorus the first time it comes in to start the track, it's cool. It's a dope intro. But by the time you understand what he's really saying at the end, it has so much more value. The idea of the future is going to be okay because we're not living in the past. We're not focusing on that anymore. You can start a new start today. And the idea of forgetting just what's behind you, just live for tomorrow and hoping, by the way, I love the identity they have of being a symbol of hope for you all and for their supporters. And the idea of him saying like, I hope you do it too. A lot of NF is a balance of both saying like, I'm going to overcome my stuff, but also I hope you all know you can do it the same way I have. And that's something I try and preach on this channel over and over again. So I'm so excited to get into this because this will be an album I listen to a lot. I'm also like, just so you guys know, rehabbing a shoulder. I'm in the gym every day, and this will be on a lot of repeat because I can just tell it's going to have that up energy that like motivates you. So I'll be playing this a lot, the same way I've been playing a lot of Lisa in the gym recently because it's the same just up fun energy and positive momentum, just focusing on yourself and what you believe in and your goals, and it's gonna be all right. In life, your perception is your reality. So the more often you focus on something, the more likely it is to come true. That's kind of what he's saying. The more you focus on your goals and your aspirations and you work towards those things, the more likely those things are going to come into fruition. If you are just focused on negatives, you will never have those things come. There's a fine line between optimism and skepticism. To avoid complacency, you have to know what you're really searching for in yourself, or else you'll never find it. Money doesn't buy you happiness is completely true. Now, it sure as hell helps you get closer to the way because you can do things that provide you happiness, but money itself doesn't ever provide you any happiness. All right, looks like we got Haegeum. I don't know if I pronounced that right. This already looks like a movie.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 이 노래는 해금, yeah. 올라타봐 지금, yeah. 복잡되는 리듬, 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금, yeah. 해석되는 자유, yeah. 개소리는 out, yeah. 표현들의 자유, 어쩌면 누군가의 조금 자유가 또한 자유일런지 당신의 판단과 추측이 확실한 신념들이 있는지 당신의 자유와 타인의 자유가 동일하다 믿는지 그렇다면 주저 말고 올라타봐 금지된 것들로 부투해봐 각자의 취향조차 이해들을 못하는 불행한 이 시대를 살아가는 이들을 위한 이 노래는 금지된 것을 푸는 것뿐이지 허나 자유와 방종의 차이지만 부디 구분하길 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 쏟아지는 정보들은 상상의 자유들을 금지시킨 가동시의 사상의 통일성을 원해 왜 내 머리 앞에 각종 오이즈는 눈을 가리고 이제는 생각의 자유조차 범해 각종 논란들은 판단들의 혼란들을 야기시키고 또 쉴 틈 없이 생산되네 과연 너를 금지시킨 건 무엇일까 어쩌면 우리 자신 아닐까 자본의 노예 돈들의 노예 중고심과 편견 혐오의 노예 유튜브의 노예 플렉스의 노예 이기심과 탐욕이 미쳐나지네 눈 감으면 편해 모든 게 뻔해 이득에 따라서 뻔히 갈리는 견해 시기와 질투에 다들 말해 눈들이 먼해 서로가 서로에게 족쇄를 거는 것도 모른 채 정보의 쓰나미에서 쓸려내려가지 말길 우린 자유와 방종의 차이지만 모두 구분하니 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬
Burn that shit.
또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 다른 해금.
All right. So I quickly was just looking up the meaning of Haegeum so I could understand what he was saying entirely. I thought I got the gist of it. I know there's multiple meanings to it, but kind of the idea of liberation, which the song could be a liberation. Totally understand that, what exactly he was saying throughout all the lyrics. What I was tied to before. I love the cinematic shot, throwing the sig on the money, burning it. As I just said, money cannot buy you happiness. And the idea being that this song could be the ignition. It could light the fire to you. It could let you see that you can start fresh with everything. Him and Nate should collab, him and NF, because the sonics, in terms of the way it's produced, is very similar. The messaging, the speed, the cadence, it's all very similar in the way it's delivered. And that's what, like, I'd say NF's biggest specialty is his storytelling, but his delivery of it. Like, he's master there, and same thing here. Also, a lot of you haven't seen my music taste really just from all over. You're learning it through this, but by the time I was 10 years old, rap was my favorite genre, and I was obsessed with like trap music. So the 808s rocking on this like are clean. D-Day, it all makes sense already. The idea of doomsday and bringing to an end, starting a liberation, starting fresh, burning it all down. I love they're a beacon of hope, and it's so rare to see that. I mean, I'll keep saying it. Like, you weren't gatekeeping this. A lot of us were just too blind to see and too deaf to hear what was right in front of us the whole time. But I think that also translates well to the music. That's what they're saying, is who you want to be is who you are. You just have to own it. So I think the idea with this song, to a degree, the idea of liberation. He had a few lines in there that really stood out about consuming content, like YouTube, getting lost in the tsunami, the waves of everything that's out there. Distractions, that's all these things are in life. Like, honestly, when it comes to the biggest distraction of all, to a degree, there's a theory that work and having jobs is the idea of distracting yourself from the idea that one day it all goes away. You can't take it with you when you're gone. You might as well burn that money because it's not coming with you. But everything we do every day is a distraction from that end. I saw that in philosophy once. It's a really interesting theory. I don't want to harp on this. I could talk for too long. We got a lot to get through. Let's keep it moving. All right, now we got with J-Hope too.
What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? Fuck that shit you think you know about me. Oh me. Every shit if you wanna be like. You wanna be like. You wanna be like about me. Oh me. This is you wanna be like about me. Oh me. This is you wanna be like. 공수네 공수고 그 말은 내게 해당한데 헛수고 하얘가 촌스러 음악은 나 새끼들이 약박이 바빠 학생이 춤춰 대구에서부터 싸운 성공이 없고 어쩌라 성공 운전 성공 배가 가늘어 둘러싸 빙시 새끼들이 말에 뭐가 중요한 줄 몰라 열등감들이 폭발 매번 망했다고 날 걱정하는 인생이 망한 걸 왜 몰라 그래 인터넷 세상과 현실을 깨달아라 현실을 살아 live your life 다들 정신 차리라고 전부 기사대기들 백백들 다들 깨끗한 출근 역겹네 부딘 일동부터 난 퇴퇴해 수많은 기사와 가십 정보와 시대 속하긴 현실의 시공창이라면은 벗어나 길에 절실히 너도 살기 What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? Fuck that shit you think you know about me. Oh me. Every shit if you wanna be like. You wanna be like. You wanna be like about me. Oh me. This is you wanna be like about me. Oh me. This is you wanna be like. Whatever you do, huh? No matter what you do, no matter what you say, huh? Whatever you have, huh? No matter what you know, no matter what you make, huh? 난 너에 대한 모든 부분이에요, huh? 그저같이 여기 여기에요, huh? 무슨 할 말이 필요해요, huh? 내 할 일을 해도 내가 길을 가도 화제가 되기에 화제를 되기에 내 플랜은 지켜. On the street keep there, 내 스텝은 깊게. 손 내보기는 쉽게 이제 모여기는 시스템 과열이 된 기계 난 역경은 참고 빅말을 못 참게 이거 내가 주는 feedback What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? Fuck that shit you think you know about me. Oh me. Every shit if you wanna be like. You wanna be like, oh me, oh me. This is your wanna be like, oh me, oh me. This is your wanna be like.
All right, so that was her with August D and J. Did I cut out again? Well, this is going to be a crazy edit for me to do too because my audio keeps cutting out, so you won't even see, but the editing process is about to be crazy to keep this organized. So that was her. First song I've heard with multiple members, I believe, together, which was really cool to have because they've had features in the other projects so far, but none with each other. Similar concept we've heard kind of talked about in recent songs. The idea being you've never walked it in my shoes. The difference this time was most of it's been more calming when it's the idea of you never walked in somebody else's shoes, so don't act like you know me. This time it was the opposite of like, don't talk on my name because you don't really know what you're saying. You want to talk on my life, look at yours, look in the mirror. And I love that. Because I think every so often, people that like to take the high road, which they like to do clearly, they want to take the high road and inspire you, gotta show you know, if you want to say something disrespectful, I'm not going to stand for it, which I appreciate. That's like, I'm a New Yorker, so it's like living in LA these days, there's an expression about New Yorkers and people from LA. And the idea is that New York, they'll stab you in your front. LA, they'll stab you in the back. So in New York, if you get a flat tire when you're driving down the street, like I got a flat tire yesterday, somebody in New York is going to be like, hey, dumbass, what the fuck are you doing? But how can I help? And in LA, someone's like, I am so sorry. I can't believe that happened to you, but I really got somewhere to go. And a lot of people, because that don't like New Yorkers because we're kind of arrogant and we're forward. Doesn't mean it's coming from a bad place. It's just being real. Whereas a lot of people like to kind of tiptoe around those lines, say something, oh, you say something, I'm so sorry. I like stuff like this because it shows you could speak with some chest. Another fun thing on the Sonics, but notice it on the first song too, I believe. They're definitely using some type of like guitar amp on his voice in certain sections, which is why it's getting like kind of muted down a little, but also a little more like screechy in some areas. And it's cool. I've done that with some engineering before in the past, but more on ad-libs than lead tracks, because sometimes with lead tracks, it can strip the bass out of your voice. But I really enjoyed it here because they're using it like his voice is an instrument, like a guitar, because it's heavy knocking 808s and drums, and they're using that to kind of clear some of the low end in his voice, I believe, and make it a little more like scratchy, strong, and more sibilants. That was I like the back and forth they had. I like J-Hope's verse, his little section of kind of emphasizing, like, you want to say something, huh? You want to say something, huh? Oh, you want to say that? Sure, nah, it's not going for me. I enjoyed that. It was a change of pace for sure. This video may be inappropriate for some users. I understand.
I don't know your name. I don't know your name. I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때? I don't know your name, your name, your name. 기억들로 여행 지우고픈 일들. 요즘 기분은 어때? 1993 내가 태어난다. 엄마 심장에 수술 별의별 일이 많았지. 뭐가 이리 다 살아난지 기억조차 안 나는 기억도 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩. 최선들의 선택 참차선들의 선택 참차선들의 선택 원치 않잖아 내 통제밖에 샷을 받았자 그래 I don't know your name 기억들로 여행 참 별의별 일이 많았지 길가에 너무 신득시게 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 온전한 아버지의 간암 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 연꽃을 피워내 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 최선들의 선택 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 원치 않던 일들 원치 않던 일들 내 통제밖에 일들 통제밖에 일들 자칫 말하자 한들 그래 한들 그래 한들 I don't know your name 기억들로 My Amigdala, my Amigdala 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘 My Amigdala, my Amigdala 어서 나를 꺼내줘, 어서 나를 꺼내줘 My Amigdala, my Amigdala, my Amigdala, my Amigdala 이곳에서 구해줘, 어서 빨리 꺼내줘
Whoa. Alright, that was Amygdala. I would say I need to 100%, before I say too much on this track, acknowledge that I will be looking up more on his story, because that was deep. The idea of your amygdala addressing emotions, addressing your past. A few of those lines really cut deep, not even including the ones about his past that are like real with the cancer situation and what was going on with his mom. Those are things I need to research before I even want to try and speak on. But the main idea of the song of being trapped in past trauma and emotions and the decisions you make is so real. I mean, we all at times can acknowledge the fact that trauma you have buried so deep will pop up in a way and at a time you never expected to. Memories that are literally lost, he was saying, memories you forgot you had because your brain will bury them away in a place you forget. And when they come up, you just think, you're like, shit. Or like, damn it, like you say things to yourself, like, why? That's like an internal battle that I don't think ever really goes away. Doesn't matter how much success, notoriety you have, even I would argue how much sense of self you develop and maturity. Even the most clear-minded people who understand psychology, I'm sure, have those moments where they just can't get over past trauma, because to a degree, it's who you are. Now, I think the opposite approach to it, and I'm sure he talks about similar ideas, is you can't forget those things. They are a part of you. But my perception on the harder parts of life is you should always be proud of the person you've become. And if you aren't, then make changes. But the choices you've made of the past are what shapes you into the person you are today. And so if you can acknowledge that, like, for example, I'm upset by decisions I've made in the past, but I'm proud of the direction I'm going in. And I wouldn't be going in this direction had I taken one other step a different direction. My first choice first, my second choice, my third choice. Every decision you make leads you towards something. It leads you in a different direction. So you have to learn to live with both the benefit and the consequences of those decisions. But sometimes your brain and your brain chemistry, your emotions just mess with you. And I will say this song so far, not only lyrically was the deepest in my opinion, because I know it touched on certain subjects from his life that are real, but you could feel it in the vocal tones, in the backing ad-libs and harmonies he's just singing the notes to. The visuals climbing up hills, if he's just trying to get out that door and the floor is turning on him. Yeah, that's probably my favorite track so far in terms of depth and meaning. That was special. Alright, this is SDL.
Yeah, somebody does love, but I'm thinking about you. Somebody does love, somebody does love, but I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. 누굴 사랑하는가 또 누굴 생각하는가 또 누굴 기억하는가 또 누굴 미워하는가 누굴 위해 사는가 또 누굴 위해 우는가 누굴 위해 우는가 이것이 사랑 아닐까 사랑이란 단어의 그 거창함 덕에 쉽게 잊고 사는 것이 말야 사랑이라 당신이 그리워하는 것은 그대일까 아니면 미화된 기억 저편의 그대일까 Somebody does love without thinking about you Somebody does love Somebody does love without thinking about you
I love those little harmonies.
참 말야 바람대로 되는 게 없지 인간관계란 정말 어려워 역시 애초부터 맞지 않는 거였어 우리 둘 사이 간극을 좁혀보려는 것 자체가 없지 기억은 미화되긴 마련이야 벌써 희미한 것처럼 영혼을 노래하던 우린 없어 마치 꿈처럼 내가 그리워하는 것은 말야 그대일까 아니면 후회와 미련이 남는 그대일까 Somebody does love without thinking about you Somebody does love Somebody does love without thinking about you 사랑은 봄날에 쏟아지는 저 햇살 같다가도 어느새 밀려와 버린 겨울바다 거센 파도 우리가 그리워하는 것은 그때일까 아니면 추억 속에 묻어버린 그대일까 그래서 난 그저 말없이 웃어보려 해 미화된 그때를 회상하기엔 수고스럽게 우리가 추억하고 있는 건 그때일까 아니면 추억 속에 웃고 있는 그대일까 Somebody does love without thinking about you Somebody does love Somebody does love without thinking about you I'm thinking about you
All right. That was SDL, and different change of pace from what we heard, not lyrically but more melodically, which was great. Their vocal tones, him and whoever the girl was in that song, I don't know why she's not listed on the video. They meshed so well together on those harmonies, and she had some fluttering notes in the back that were really crazy falsettos. I love the concept though of these kind of fleeting moments in the past that are glamorized and are maybe remembered differently than they actually went down, and vice versa. Maybe you remember the good as bad and the bad as good, because it's kind of the last song we talked about, memories that are in your brain. It's just how you want to remember them and how you don't want to remember them, and those moments creep up on you in different times in different ways. But it goes both ways, where you can have the good remembered bad and the bad remembered good. Those are just facts of life. And so I'm not sure if he's talking about anybody specific in this idea of love, but I found the concept unique, a unique perspective on the idea of love, and the idea of spring versus winter and the softness, but the tough reality of it is really, that duality is really cool. It also took me back to RM's outro on his project, and the idea that you can view love in a bunch of different perspectives. And so with that being said, with RM, it's the idea of you can feel lost in this maze that you're just constantly trying to find your way in. Or you could flip the script and view life as a chance for opportunity to enjoy those moments and enjoy discovery. They all do such a really good job of balancing the idea of hope and positivity with also the harsh realities of life. It's beautiful. And these are things I think about a lot. I think it's really important to question things in life, and not from a negative standpoint of just being cynical and saying why is the world work the way it does. It's okay to ask those questions that type of way when you're frustrated and you're angry. We all have those moments, as he kind of discusses, but I think it's just as important to be optimistic and say why does the world work this way? Why is love so difficult? If it's supposed to be so meaningful and so simple when you meet somebody and fall in love, why is it so harsh? And then why, after breaking up with somebody, do you feel the need to only focus on the good moments when you miss them? But then if you go back, you realize it wasn't all that simple. Things don't work for reasons. So I think the moral would be is life is a puzzle. It's a maze, and you can choose to feel lost in that maze and be lost forever, or you can try and take the approach of, why don't I discover what there is here? All right, this is People Part 2, which means I'll have to check out People Part 1 at some point.
사랑이라는 말 어쩌면 순간의 감정의 날 조건이 붙진 않은 무얼 사랑하는가 충분히 사랑받지 못한 나이 그래서 무엇보다 신중한 타입 나는 말에 원해 진중한 사 알잖아 영어는 못했어 잔잔한 파도에도 힘없이 쉽게 무너져 상실은 무엇 때문에 슬픈 걸까 사실은 두려운 게 슬픈 거야 두려운 게 슬픈 거야 So far away you're gone Getting far away Too far away you're gone I know I have to know yeah. So tell me yeah, now right it go I know you know anything there's no So tell me yeah, now right it go Nobody doesn't know anymore 당신은 무엇 때문에 슬픈 걸까 사실은 두려움이 큰 거잖아 함께 미래 그리던 우리는 없고 쌓은 모든 성들을 부셔버린 것은 우린 거야 승패가 없는 게임이라지만 난 언제나 게임 루저 모든 걸 주겠다던 우린 모든 것을 부셔 그리고 떠나지 사랑이던 사람이든 모두가 이기적이기 때문이야 So far away you're gone Getting far away Too far away you're gone I know I have to know yeah. So tell me yeah, now right it go I know you know anything there's no So tell me yeah, now right it go Nobody doesn't know anymore 떠가는 사람 떠가는 사람 사랑의 끝은 과연 무엇일까 수많은 사람 스쳐간 사랑 사랑은 사랑으로 완벽할까 그래 말야 이타적인 게 어쩌면 되려 이기적이네 널 위해 한다는 말은 곧 내 욕심이기에 욕심을 버리면 행복해질 건가 채우지 못한 반쪽짜리 허사 삶은 저항과 복종 사이의 싸움이라는데 내가 보기에는 외로움들과의 싸움이네 눈물이 터져 나오면 그대 울어도 돼 당신은 사랑받기에도 이미 충분한데
Facts. That was beautiful. Oh, there's more.
뭐 사람들한테 전달하고 싶은 이야기도 있지만 나 자신한테 이야기를 하는 것처럼 들린다라는 이야기를 많이 들었거든요. 사실이기도 하고요. 그때 당시에 코로나로 여러 가지 것들을 할 수 없을 때 굉장히 모든 것을 잃어버렸다라고 생각을 했을 때 썼던 곡이기 때문에 나 자신한테 되게 해주고 싶었던 이야기였습니다.
Alright, so that was People Part 2. Again, the duality of situations, understanding both perspectives of it. He's really good at playing both sides of a situation in a way that's so captivating and real, because these are internal struggles he's verbalizing really well, so that it's relatable, because everyone deals with those same sort of factors of being selfish and selfless at the same time, choosing to fight for love or to walk away for somebody else's benefit. Like, those are all real. Also, I love the dogs in the videos. As you probably could see, I got Ollie in the back here. Ollie, Buggy, say hi. That's Ollie. And also, I want to take a quick second to say, I did find out after researching V's album that his dog had actually passed away, which I thought that was such a moving part of the whole storyline, was the ties. I believe its name was Yantan. Seemed to have a really good connection with all of you fans. So rest in peace to a legend, and cool that he'll live on forever in the music videos that exist. This is my pup, Ollie. He's pretty tired right now, but he's my best friend too, and I think the idea of him In this song, the idea of searching for love is clearly something that's a struggle, and I really find it interesting when you look at somebody like him in his stature. It's really hard at this level of success to find somebody to fall in love with for a multitude of reasons, because it's hard to give somebody your all at a moment in time like this when you're so busy. It's hard to find somebody who can match your energy and challenge you. I mean, relationships are push and shove. There's give and take. You have to be able to be with somebody who can inspire you but also challenge you and help you grow and develop. So it's a little bit of loneliness he's showing, and opening up on that. The COVID side, I'll have to learn more on their timeline and their story there, but feeling like you're losing everything. I have to imagine they probably were really peaking around then, and careers were taking off, is my guess, and then everything just shut down and locked down. And for a lot of people, that was really tough. For me, I can relate to the idea of I was in my sophomore year of college, and it felt like college was really just getting started for me. Freshman year was really tough for me. And it felt like sophomore year I was finally coming into my own, and then boom, we're back home, and COVID shut down, nothing you could do. However, COVID was the best 9 months, whatever, of my life, however long it was, because my best friend and I said, let's just lock in and focus on music. And that led me to a whole path in an industry to I never would known I would have had in turning the music industry, etc. But that started my career to lead me here, was thanks to COVID. So in hindsight, it really helped me. It gave me time to focus on my passions. But again, I find that he does a really good job with duality of life and love in particular. Sitting at home, having everything he's kind of wanted, the beautiful music studio with the nice barefoot speakers and the pool outside and the view and life with his pup, but there's still just something missing. What is that level of fulfillment? But now we got Polar Night.
수많은 진실들과 수많은 거짓들 사이 우리는 제대로 세상을 바라보는가 진실과 거짓의 차이 선동과 본질의 사이 내 이득은 무엇일까 개같은 세상에 개처럼 살 순 없기에 눈을 뜬 채로 현실을 봐 정의의 반대는 또 다른 정의 알잖아 세상엔 없거든 선이 팩트는 관심 없고 내 편이 아니면 죽여버리는 게 지금의 정의 좌와 우 흑과 백자 여친 연극 끝에 관계 그 서로를 물어뜯으면서 피를 보내 총성이 없는 전쟁 물질 만능의 병폐 내 편이 아니면 다 적이 되어버리는 극단적 선택 정치적 올바람도 안 내 입맛대로 귀찮은 문제는 반문체로 선택적 위선과 불편한 태도 오직 내 기분에 맞춰버리는 해석 진실과 거짓도 입맛대로 시선은 진영의 갇힌 채로 선택적 위선과 불편한 태도 오직 내 기분에 맞춰버리는 해석 수많은 진실들과 수많은 거짓들 사이 우리는 제대로 세상을 바라보는가 It is so dirty 나 또한 깨끗한가 It is so dirty 당신은 깨끗한가 시커먼 질문들과 무차별 비난들 사이 우리는 무엇을 위해서 싸우는가 It is so dirty 나 또한 깨끗한가 It is so dirty
Guitar in the back is pretty.
모든 혀로 정의들을 외치는 사이 숨지게 니들은 비웃지 말이 너무 많은 시대에 입을 다보면 방해자라고 손가락질을 해대네 어디서 감히 파파파 익명 속에 가린 비겁한 자들이 행하는 살인 가시도치 말은 다 널 위한 거고 이제 해명을 하려고 하는 간직히 감히 파파파 입 다무는 범인 당신들이 외쳐대는 값싼 종인 피를 흘린 니들을 위한 게 아니잖아 제발 마주하라고 이 불편한 소리 황색 언론이 만드는 노시 누군가의 이득에 의한 choice 우리끼리 치고받고 싸우는 게 무슨 의미 창끝은 위를 향하라고 정치적 올바람도 안 내 입맛대로 귀찮은 문제니 반문체로 선택적 위선과 불편한 태도 오직 내 기분에 맞춰버리는 해석 진실과 거짓도 입맛대로 불편한 진실에는 감은 채로 선택적 위선과 불편한 태도 오직 내 기분에 맞춰버리는 해석 수많은 진실들과 수많은 거짓들 사이 우리는 제대로 세상을 바라보는가 It is so dirty 나 또한 깨끗한가 It is so dirty 당신은 깨끗한가 시커먼 질문들과 무차별 비난들 사이 우리는 무엇을 위해서 싸우는가 It is so dirty 나 또한 깨끗한가 It is so dirty 당신은 깨끗한가
Alright, again, Polar Night. Same idea of that duality. Keeps coming back to it, and he does it so well. The idea of hypocrisy and truths and lies and that fine line, and even it's so dirty, but am I clean? Because if everybody in this world is selfish and out for themselves, then who am I to say that I'm any better than that? I mean, whoa. This album, I know, the more I listen to it, the more it'll grow on me as well. I mean, I'm already enjoying it and I'm appreciating it, but you really need to give each one of these songs a few listens in order to fully perceive what he's saying. I mean, he's addressing, as I mentioned, like, is it avoiding truths? Is it asking dark questions? These are things in life that we all struggle with. People make bad decisions. They deserve punishment for that. There are murderers out there. But then you're in trouble if you don't speak your mind on a subject, if you stay politically correct. But if you don't speak, you're a bystander. But if you do, you're arrogant, or all these different other ways of describing it. He's really good with this duality factor. And I'm really drawn to that, because I'm the type of person who can play too much devil's advocate. Like, if you want to start an argument, I could take the other side for days just for the sake of debating you and getting further and deeper into our own thought. That's the type of person I am. So to see somebody else question life that same type of way is cool, because to be able to understand both sides means you've really had to struggle and really also had to feel positive, and balancing those extremes. Yeah, let's keep this moving for right now, though. I really want to see how he wraps the project in full to get a good idea of where he's at now with everything, too. Because right now it's a lot of balancing the emotions in his mind, the truths, the lies, that perception of moving forward but being caught in the past. This is Dawn the Interlude. Alright, so that was Dawn the Interlude. And quickly before we get into Snooze, I haven't really touched too much on the sonics in this one, because I've been really focused on what he's been saying, because there's been so much context in the lyricism. I do want to give a quick nod to the production choices. And actually kind of reminds me of Evol by Future. If you don't know that project from 2016-ish, 2017, around then, I believe. Around that era of time, Future released a project titled Evol, which actually stands for Love Backwards. And sonically, not in terms of the writing necessarily, but sonically, the production was trap-based with a lot of electric guitar. And I found it, when I remember I was younger, I found it really unique, because I hadn't heard a lot of electric guitar and rap back then. Now, obviously, since then, 2018 to 2021, we had sad rap take over with Juice WRLD and Leroy and people like that, and Skies and Ian Dior, and people who were abusing electric guitar music, but not in this way, where it's more of like a rock cadence to it, older grunge style. I just wanted to point that out. I have enjoyed the production a lot on this project. I've been more focused on the lyricism more than anything, because the lyrics themselves and the bars are super captivating. But it did remind me of Evol, which is funny, because that project is duality as well. The idea of Evol, Love Backwards, very similar to this.
나를 보며 꿈을 꾸고 있는 당신의 등 뒤엔 항상 내가 있으니 너무 걱정은 마라. 추락이 두렵다면 기꺼이 받아줄게. 그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라. 꿈을 위해서 쭉 잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼. 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라. 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여. 많이 힘들 수도 있어 내가 걸어왔던 이 길이 꽃길 같아 보였겠지만 사방이 저기 가시밭길이었단 걸 알고 시작하길 꽃을 뿌려주는 일을 절대 너는 잊지 말기. 웃고 있을 때 우는 일을 절대 잊지 마. 그들은 이미 소의 하루를 살아가니까. 반복되는 일종 속 내가 지워질 때 벅찬다면 괜찮아. 그대 조금 쉬어도 돼. 크게 울어줘 세상이 미워질 때. 널 반기던 손이 손가락질로 변했을 때. 한숨 크게 쉬고 시발 죽겠네 외쳐 또 대. 너 또 또한 누구와 다르지 않은 사람에게 이 괴롭고 외로운 길을 넌 왜 선택했을까. 그 이후로 시간이 지나도 절대 잊지 마. 당신들의 꿈들이 꿈들로만 남지 않게. 언제 어디서든 나 당신들을 응원할게.
떨어질 때 감싸줄게. Good night. 한계가 개고 흩어질 때 떠나갈게.
나를 보며 꿈을 꾸고 있는 당신의 등 뒤에 항상 내가 있으니 너무 걱정은 마라. 추락이 두렵다면 기꺼이 받아줄게. 그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라. 꿈을 위해서 쪽잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼. 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라. 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여. 이곳은 총성 없는 전쟁터야. 같은 동료들이 적야. 숫자가 보여주는 잔인하고도 이쁜 선악. 남을 죽이지 못하면 내가 죽어야 돼. 이 바닥은 링이 아닌데 왜 누굴 죽여야 해. 단순히 좋아했던 일이 조금은 싫어질 때 바람들이 바람에 사무쳐 휩쓸려갈 때 괜찮아. 지나보면 모든 것이 추억이고 수업이 돼. 잊지 마라. 세상은 네 내심이 그리 길진 않아. 남의 논란에 절대 웃지 말게. 또한 그 순간이 올지 모르니 너의 성공은 목줄이자 족쇄가 될 거거든. 더 외줄 타는 기분들이 너를 옥죄일 거야. 그냥 크게 웃어줘. 세상이 떠나가듯 그냥 버텨줘. 당신이 어디 있든 당신들의 꿈들이 꿈들로만 남지 않게. 언제 어디서든 날 당신들을 응원할게.
떨어질 때 감싸줄게. Good night. 한계가 개고 흩어질 때 떠나갈게. Blooming
괜찮아질 거야. 다 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 괜찮아질 거야. Dream. 그대의 창조와 삶의 끝에 함께하길. Dream. 그대의 자리가 어딜지라도 관대하길. Dream. 결국 시련의 끝에 만개하길. Dream. 시작은 미약할지언정 끝에
마지막
창대하길.
꽃이 떨어질 때 받아줄게. Hold tight. 무지개 끝에 닿았을 때 떠나갈게.
나를 보고 꿈을 꾸고 있는 당신의 등 뒤엔 항상 내가 있으니 너무 걱정은 마라. 추락이 두렵다면 기꺼이 받아줄게. 그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라. 꿈을 위해서 쪽잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼. 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라. 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여. 조금 놓여. Dream.
Damn. Damn. So this was a composer who worked with him on all this stuff. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because the main message I was getting was this was simultaneously a message to himself, but also a message to anybody who's chasing dreams and fans. Because there's a lot of loneliness on the road, literally and figuratively, sitting alone in the studio and driving alone and doing that stuff. That one cut really deep for me, truthfully, for two reasons. One, driving alone has always been a very safe space for me to play music and to sit alone. That car ride he was sitting in the sun setting kind of alone, there was a line, he said, Blooming Dream, I believe. Actually, wearing a shirt, B-Town. I went to school in a town called Bloomington. And I lived 13 hours driving from there. And every semester I would drive to school alone 13 hours. And that'd be like a long day, but it'd be a really good day every time just to just put on music and just think and shuffle through different sounds and to think about my dreams and my goals. I was in college. What was I looking to do? Yeah, I mean, he just does such a great job being a beacon of hope by opening up and expressing his sorrow and sadness and difficulty balancing things. And you can tell it's real just in not only the tonal quality of his voice, but the video emphasis pulling older moments to kind of just highlight like some of the moments where he clearly like looks stressed or upset and those where he also looks motivated. The duality of this all is It's symbolic, it's meaningful, it's real, it's very relatable. This is a project I've said on like a few songs ago, but I'll continue to say I will need to listen back to, knowing more context on his story in particular to see how it directly applies to him. But I'm also really excited to see fan perspectives on this one because it's very similar to J Hope in the idea that it's motivating. It's to remind you to be optimistic and hopeful because there are negatives that come with these things and there is light at the end of the tunnel. But even then, remember, it's like the things you prayed for might end up being your shackles that chain you down. He kind of discussed like there's such a duality to life, and I really am excited to see how everyone perceived this album as well because I know it got really amazing reception, but I'm interested in people's own life stories of how it's impacted them. I believe this is the outro. Life goes on.
이 음악을 빌려 너에게 나 전할게 사람들은 말해 세상이 다 변했대 다행히도 우리 사이는 아직 곁에 안 변했네 우리 인사하자 bye 아닌 hello 세상이 내 뜻대로 안 된다 해도 우리 바람대로 며칠 밤만 새고 다시 만날 날을 너는 절대 잊지 마 시간은 흘러가고 누군가는 잊혀가겠지 그저 하고픈 대로 시간은 마치 파도 썰물처럼 밀려가겠지 그래도 잊지 말고 나를 찾아줘 모두가 멈춰버려진 이 순간 오늘따라 멀어 보이는 현관 Life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on 모두가 떨어져 버린 이 순간 어제보다 멀어지는 우리 사이 Life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on 10년간 내가 지나간 자리 무수히 많은 상처와 영광까지 지나보니 추억의 한순간 매 순간을 마지막처럼 달려왔지만 난 아직도 겁이 나 yeah. I know 지금 이 자린 금세 추억이 돼버릴 자리 두려워하지만 내 인생의 마지막까지 끊임없이 삶은 계속될 테니까 yeah. 시간은 흘러가고 누군가는 잊혀가겠지 그저 하고픈 대로 시간은 마치 파도 썰물처럼 밀려가겠지 그래도 잊지 말고 나를 찾아줘 모두가 멈춰버려진 이 순간 오늘따라 멀어 보이는 현관 Life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on 모두가 떨어져 버린 이 순간 어제보다 멀어지는 우리 사이 Life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, yeah
It's a beautiful outro. So that was D-Day and Life Goes On. I just want to start by saying I really hope you all understand how much I appreciate just every one of you that has stuck around to this point, and for all of you that have promoted these projects and helped them become the artists they are, because this journey has meant a lot to me so far. This duality complex that he's discussing throughout the entirety of the project is so meaningful to me because recently it's been something I've been really debating with my life. Turning 26 and being at a pretty good place in my life, but also knowing I want more. And not in a necessarily selfish way. Obviously, some parts can be selfish, as he kind of discusses the balance of selflessness and selfishness. But from a standpoint of wanting to do more and provide more and just be more. And I spent 2025 working my ass off, round the clock to make a decent living, but feeling like the least rewarded personally in my life that I've ever felt. I walked into 2025 thinking it's going to be my year, and I walked out saying I accomplished what I was looking to for the most part, but why don't I feel like I've accomplished anything at all? And it's because I was doing a lot of work that I wouldn't say not like proud of, but I was doing a lot of work that wasn't pointing me in the direction I want to go in long term. And the second half of the year was really difficult trying to understand, like, was I making progress as I was starting to pivot? Like, I dove deeper into this channel starting in September. That was like really a breaking point for me. It was like having a big stress of just trying to balance. And between September and December, as you guys, if you've been here since then, or if you're new, you could check. My uploads were very infrequent because one week I'd be so motivated, and the next it'd be like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And that's been really tough. And in February of this year, called a partner of mine. I said to her, I said, I'm at a point right now where I need to take a leap of faith and focus on the things I want to do in life. And music is a passion and a goal of mine. If you can't tell already, which I'm sure you can, I love music. I love what it provides for me, but also what it provides for other people. And as I've said, when I was 16 years old, I told myself wholeheartedly one day I was going to make an impact for people in music. I've really believed that. And as I turned 26, 10 years later, since I actually was going through that stuff, I said to myself, I need to take that leap of faith and just trust myself. My partner, who was the first person to give me a job and put trust in me, said, you need to prioritize the one thing in your life that matters most, which is music and developing what you want to focus on, your career that way, and just forget financially, make sure you can survive. So I have been focused this past month on dedicating as much physical time possible to this side of my life and this craft and these reactions, because I know that if I put my all in right now to this, I'll find financial security elsewhere in life, and I'll find, more importantly than financial security, is happiness in what I'm doing. Because I understand, I'm very fortunate to have seen a lot of wealthy people who are miserable pieces of shit. The more and more I talk to you all and you comment back, you'll learn that I'm really an open book with anything. I'm very grateful for so many different aspects of life. I mean, we're talking about worldly culture here, where these guys are about to drop an album because they've been literally serving in the military, a world I couldn't even imagine being in right now. And so I'm always reminding myself how grateful I am. But this past year, just to focus on the duality aspect, was really difficult for me in some degrees. And it was lonely. And acknowledging those things at all are difficult. Acknowledging them out loud are even more difficult. Acknowledging it publicly is extremely difficult. So as I look at this project and I say, holy shit, the way you put this out there for billions of people to hear because your footprint is so inspiring to me. To take that leap of faith, take the jump. And I will tell you, the second I started focusing a month ago, really giving this my all and pushing this, even though financially I've seen nothing from it, I have felt so much more in my heart and in my soul than I had the entirety of last year. And that's why I always try and get back to each and every one of you and really say how important you all are for me with this stuff, because I genuinely believe that we are going to change lives together. And it's music like this that helps shape that. And somebody left a comment the other day saying that BTS comes into your life. There's a saying that BTS comes into your life when you need them most. I actually was looking for the comment earlier today so I could have put it in like a post, and I couldn't find it for some reason. Whoever said that, if you're here, comment, please, because that was so real to me. Because from a standpoint of reaching an audience, the timing was aligned, and I could speak freely on what I believe and hopefully make an impact the way I want to make an impact. But even more important, the way I didn't expect it, was the music is so relatable to what I'm going through and I've been going through, to where, like, you can probably tell I'm a little choked up right now. So this was a beautiful project. I also want to touch on, as I got to towards the end of it, and I'll research this more, I do feel like a lot of his battle he was having was the love of music and the love of losing music because of COVID. Timelines are important. I didn't touch on that earlier. I'm not sure that's correct, but I was really starting to get that grasp towards the last song and when he gave the speech at the end of the music video. Losing music was difficult for him because it kind of felt like losing your voice. I mean, you see in like thriller TV shows when there's a serial killer who like cuts somebody's throat because they strip them of their power, because your power is the ability to speak. Speech is what gives you identity. It makes you who you are. It's literally what gave us evolution, is the ability to grow and adapt and learn through language. So from a philosophical standpoint, this was special. I'm gonna have to listen back to this project a lot because I would say not to get ahead of myself, but I think looking at the projects I've listened to so far, this is the one I can connect to personally most. Not even from a sonic standpoint, but the messaging was just so unreal. Now, I think that RM's album opened my eyes the most to a new perspective that, like, I'm trying to find, but it can remind me to just be that way. I love, like, the way he ended his outro. So brilliant with the maze looking viewpoint of the landscape of just be more optimistic and choose the idea to explore. Stop feeling like you're walking into rooms just chasing past identities and start viewing it as like, let me enjoy each and one of every one of these moments. Every time I've watched that video back like 5 times and it's been so good. I'm not gonna harp too long on this one because I'm a little choked up. But if there's one thing I can leave you with, it's okay to feel that way. And I tell myself this all the time. Sometimes I go back and edit and I get like, oh, I didn't like what I was saying there. Oh, I don't think I was clear there. It's easy to judge yourself when you're looking in a mirror and watch yourself on camera, but there's strength in vulnerability. And for you all that have been here to the reactions for Rose, you've heard me say a lot. My favorite part about Rosie is her strength and vulnerability with her voice. There's a certain power to her ability to have sorrow. And a lesson I've learned from her is it's good to have that. And I'm trying to do that here so I can encourage you all. The same way she encouraged me, I want to use my reactions as a way to expand upon the art people have put out there and help remind you that you can do it too. 2 weeks ago, I had only hit 2,000 subscribers. 2 weeks before that, I was at 1,000. Now I'm at 3,000. And we're going to keep growing because of you all. I want to remind you that this can be you too. Whatever your hopes and dreams are, chase them, please. Hindsight's 2020. You got to look towards the future. You have to look towards what you want and chase it. To a degree, that is what life is about. We create all these different distractions and emotions while the life cycle just keeps turning and history repeats itself. So if you want to make an impact, that decision's not up to the people around you. It's up to you. These are things you need to look in the mirror and tell yourself the same way I'm telling myself. For a long time, I felt like it wasn't possible. But each and every single one of you who are watching these videos and commenting, remind me that. And yeah, I see there are comments sometimes that don't perceive things the way I meant them, or they may be a little more negative because that's natural. I don't hold that against anybody ever. I will be honest and say sometimes those things do get to me. I think it's important to say that on a platform because I've seen a lot. I mentioned in a comment earlier to somebody, I've seen a lot of creators stop creating because comments really get to them and their audience don't notice those things because they're enjoying the work. I will always continue to push through because I believe in the same message that these men do, that and women in the case of the Blackpink girls, but I believe in the same message that anybody should try their best to be a beacon of hope. Anybody should try their best to inspire others because even if I don't make an impact in music, if you do, if these reactions help inspire you to reach your dreams and they lead you to where you want to go, then I've done my job. If I can help inspire you to pursue the career you want and you end up helping save somebody's life as a surgeon, I've done my job. Our job here on earth is to leave impacts and create social connections and beautiful connections with each other. And social media is detrimental to people's mental health because it can be abused and a killer, but it also can be a light. And I studied computer science. The last thing before I'm spewing like crazy, the last thing I will leave you with, anything in life can be seen from a duality lens. It can be seen from both perspectives. Most of what was created with good intention has been abused. If you look at nuclear fission, it was meant to create reusable and sustainable energy. And instead we got nuclear bombs. That's not a great invention. If you look at social media, we have these endless feeds you can just scroll and brain rot and waste away with. The guy who created the UI UX for that, the guy who created those design schemes, wanted to create a more seamless interface because when you scroll on Google years ago, you would type to the next page and it was kind of annoying to click. But the social media platforms took advantage and they decided to say, you know what? We're going to keep it endless scrolling because we've removed your right to say when you want to stop. When you used to scroll on Google and you clicked page 2, page 3, you made the conscious decision to watch the next page, to click the next video, to make your next choice. Part of why I like YouTube, you still make those choices. But other platforms have realized, oh, we can trick you into staying here longer, and they abuse that system. If you want to know more on that topic, I highly recommend you check out Matt Diavella. He has a YouTube video, I believe it's called Why People Are Quitting Social Media. It is with the CEO of Patreon. It's unreal discussing the idea of like that sort of topic of the endless scrolls brought up and just how social media has been abused. But my point is, social media was created to create connection for college kids with Facebook. And we've now turned it into a media consumption where we feed advertisements and BS, and it's like you're staring at a slot machine, wasting away your day, looking at somebody else live their dreams instead of chasing your own. I spent 3 years working in management and production, helping creators from the likes of 0 followers to 15 plus million followers on TikTok, 10 million subscribers on YouTube, a million on Snapchat, creators of all different sizes. And for the most part, they've all been amazing experiences I've learned from. But as I worked with them, I started to know that I wasn't making the impact I wanted to make. My point with this all is if you have dreams, if you have aspirations, if you have goals that you are reaching for, chase them. And as he said on here, it's okay to take a day for rest. It's okay to take a day and say, you know what, I'm not doing too well. I really appreciated that message. It's okay to say, you know what, today's not my day because I'll chase it tomorrow. And that's a hard thing to do, but it's a reality you have to have. So I appreciate if you've stuck through my whole spiel. Thank you so much for doing so. I'm blown away once again by this work, by these projects. A few more to get through in the next 24 hours before they are back. I'm so happy for you all that your idols and your favorite group is back because you, each and every one of you, deserve it. You have amplified their message. They are gifted individuals. They are beautiful human beings with such amazing minds. But it's each and every single one of you that has promoted them and pushed them to make that much bigger of an impact. If and when, no, not if and when I have a bigger impact in music, it'll be thanks to every single one of you, the same way their success is due to you guys. This is why people are very grateful to their supporters, because the impact they want to make on the world, they have, and they will make that much bigger of an impact. But it's not possible unless you all support them that way. So their gratefulness stems from that. I'm just trying to amplify that, and whatever success I have in my career will be much in part due to BTS, whether it's in music, whether it's in tech, whether it's in science, whatever lane I pursue in my life, much of my success I will credit to them. And I know you will too. So I hope I can be a small part of your story. I hope you're enjoying this. You all are a big part of my story if you're here right now. And again, we're just getting started. So that was D-Day, possibly my favorite project of all them so far. Thank you so much for recommending this project in particular. I needed this. And I am so excited for Aridang tomorrow. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I saw a video on TikTok earlier when scrolling saying, don't pronounce it wrong, Americans. It's not Arirang. It's Aridang, I believe, with a kind of like a D sound, or it's just an Ari. I hope I got it right. I'll see you tomorrow.